God's got something better in store for them? I don't care how good it is. It might be good already, but who thinks no matter how good bad things are, God has something better in store for you? All right? That's what we're talking about.
Let's thank the choir again. Praise and worship, as well as the band, the house band. What a great and wonderful day. It just sounds better in here every week. This morning's title is A Dream Come True. CSA is God's dream come true. This morning's actually very personal, and hopefully you will find yourself in it as well. Now, I'm not talking about being asleep and having a dream. I'm talking about having an aspiration, something that is a desire, that is a passion, something that is an ambition, something that you want to manifest in your life, and it's a little bit further than where your hand can stretch, but you know it's coming. That's the kind of dream I am talking about. See, our spiritual truth says that we experience the Spirit inwardly, upwardly, and outwardly in every aspect of our life. First, outward. It is our experience of God that we have with each other. and other people in the community. There are a few godly people around you, I'm sure. Lord, sometimes you have to look for them. Martin Luther King Jr., the Prophet Isiah, John in the book of Revelations, all talked about this dream that something was possible to come forth at some point. And I believe this has always been the urgency in any faith community, that we look for this unity and oneness to be manifested in all things. Now, you know, the most famous sermon in the world is, I have a dream. Every preacher that gets up wants to be able to talk like that, by the way. We stand in the mirror and practice. You know, and Israel was not taught to be separate from everyone. It's actually, they were called to be a light to the nations. An illustration of the glory and the beauty and the love of God. But sometimes we forget it. Isaiah said that there's a time and a place in I dream where everyone will be together worshiping God together. And then John picks it up in Revelations and said, there was a number no one could number. Out of every tribe and tongue, people were standing, we were all standing before God. Now, will we stand physically before God? I'm not sure what that looks like. But the idea is the unity and the oneness. The fact that we are all a diverse group of people, but we choose to operate and live in unity. All kinds of metaphors exist that talk about what it means to be a people, a collective people that are different, that we are not carbon copies of each other. God knows I'm glad we're not carbon copies of each other. You know, the beauty and the glory of it all. And there are all kinds of ideas and illustrations of what that looks like. But I believe it is the Spirit's dream for there to be one people. And why do I believe that so much? Because it's hard to do. You know, I tell people all the time, they go, how do you lead an interfaith church? I said, very carefully. But my focus and my motivation is inclusion. It is my driving principle. So sometimes there are certain things that I believe or that I want to say that I just don't say because I don't want to divide the group. Now, you may get it at any given time because you know what happens up here. You know, you give me a mic and anything may happen. But I believe it is God's dream for there to be unity and diversity. I believe that's the way it's supposed to be. We look at creation, the best illustration that we have of unity at the same time that it is diverse is look at creation. Everything that is around us, all the plants and everything that exists, all has its own purpose. But it functions and operates together for us to have creation. And it understands what it is supposed to do when it needs to be done. Now, we don't like it all the time because creation, we feel, sometimes works against our plans. I lived in Florida for 20 years, and a hurricane would come through and clean the place up, and we would build it right back again. And we laugh, y'all, but we're in Sacramento with two rivers that converge. And there are a number of people that say, this is the riskiest place in the world to live, but we want to live here, right? So we will overcome, but if the water comes, the Mother Nature always wins. But the first revelation of God is creation. It is not the written word. It is all of creation. And this vision of something being accepting and beautiful and united, this community of God that defies what should normally happen. I was reading just this week, 80% of faith communities that get together are homogenous. They look exactly like each other, or they believe and in step with one another. So they say they do. But I'll tell you the truth, I'd rather be in the 20%, right? Because somehow or another, if everybody is going there, it's just not special enough. Maybe it's not hard enough, but it's not unique enough. I don't believe that God is in me working itself out for anything to be a carbon copy of anybody else. Because I think that's what God was doing. Your uniqueness is a purposeful thing in creation. And you love and adore it. If at no point that you feel that way, I hope you feel that way when you come here, that you are loved. And that we embody this experience when we are together. This experience of God is also inward. Okay. I grew up in Detroit, adopted at birth, raised in church with all the issues of what happens when you are in church, right? Because church, when I grew up, was all about conformity. And I was never good at it. I really never was good at it. And I'm not going to tell those stories, but I wasn't good at it. Just take my word for it. But if you didn't ask me something, you wouldn't know what I thought, because actually I was pretty quiet, because by nature, I'm actually an introvert. Okay? And you don't believe me. I've cultivated this ability to be up in front of you and love it all the more. But unless you asked me when I was younger what I thought, you'd never know what I thought. But if you did, I guarantee you I'd insult somebody. That was just a known thing. But fortunately, everybody was afraid of my father, so people didn't give me a hard time. Horace was a trip, y'all. I love him dearly. It was a trip. But like many, I was in the closet. Now, closet is not just an issue of sexuality. That's not what it's about. You are in a closet. You could be sitting in a closet right now. Anytime that you live a life that is not authentic and being who you are in a closet. And at some level, we all have those experiences in life where we are just in a closet. But in there, and while we're there, we're still who we are, looking for the opportunity to express ourselves as we go forward. Somehow, though, some way, I knew there had to be a better expression of being together in a faith community than where I grew up. So at 16, I left my family church with all of my mother's relatives and everything else, and I was a church musician at the time, and fortunately, I had forgotten everything that I ever knew. And you never have to worry about me getting up here. But at 16, I left and I joined this place called St. James. And I loved this place. I thought it was almost perfect, but almost. Why? Because there, everyone was in the closet, but the door was open. You know what I mean? There was a little bit of themselves being expressed, but they were still in there, but the door was kind of swung open. It was a very large community. Even when at 16, it was over 1,000 people. A couple of hundred people in the choir. It was pretty fantastic. It was high energy. It was fun. That was the thing that was so unbelievable. It was always fun. And when I am at my best, I know that I am having my St. James experience, because that's what I thought and I believe is the right way to be together. But I learned one thing from St. James that was very unique, and that was you get to choose your family. Yes, we all were born with one, and maybe it was easier for me because I was adopted and I have no blood relatives that I'm aware of. I guess there have to be somewhere. But nonetheless, nobody looks like me, all those kinds of things. But maybe it was easier for me, but I don't know. But we get to choose our family. We're not just stuck with the people we were born around. We love them dearly, but sometimes they don't allow us, right, to be who and what we are. So although it may have been easier for me, it's, still an issue. But CSA, I believe, represents this great hope and illustration of the future possibility of what diversity and in unity can be. I think we're a representation of that. Again, every time I look out here, I realize how diverse this group is. Yes. And it's not only ethnically. There are all kinds of belief structures and all kinds of things. We at least tell the truth and recognize the fact that there is diversity in here. And we love each other anyway. So I believe we are this. There's always an element, there's always an example for everyone else what is possible, that the dream can come true. There's an illustration alive that right in front of you that the dream can come true. And I believe God is expressed in many, because if not, we would all look the same. And if we did, maybe I would have hair. But nonetheless, We are not all the same, and that's the beauty of it all. That's how it all gets together. And somehow I see it that God's dream is this idea of inclusion, that everyone is united together. Why? Because it's hard to do. It's very hard to do. I can unite this room in a minute. All I have to do is be against something. Even us, even we're like that. We're going to go out and we're ready to tear up the neighborhood. But to be together in unity takes intention. That we are not going to have so many rough edges with one another that everything you say and do that really does get on my nerves, I just don't tell you. But it's this message of inclusion. And to me, any message of exclusion is all about ego. It has nothing to do with being spiritual. It has to do with the ego, that I need people to look and be like me. Now, it makes us all comfortable to be around folks that are like us. Not me. I kind of like being the outcast. But nonetheless, you know, we want to be around people. But the point is, at the same time, we want to be in a place where we're loved anyway, and our divinity is recognized. Where people get together and love one another anyway. A place where I belong. And I hope you feel that you belong here. And our new members, I hope you feel that you belong here. Beyond my tenure here, we hope that you feel that you belong here. The place where you have a sense of well-being, where you have psychological security. You know, that's the thing now. Do you have necessarily psychological security? And hopefully you have it here. And what's that about? That you can risk being who you are and it's okay. That you can risk it and it's okay. We may have to hold our breath and swallow. We may have to take a deep breath. But it's all about how we are together and we are inclusive. A place where you can risk being known. A place where we feel that we can risk that you can know me and love me anyway. That's the challenge. Can you know me and love me anyway? No matter what I did, where I come from, no matter what happened, no matter what happened to me. If you knew, do you love me anyway? That is a community of love. I think it's all about love. And why do I believe in this so strong? Because I believe that God's expression as love is the strongest expression that there is. And we are all held in this love. We all move in it. There is no power that can deny its ability. Even if you are with your enemy, if you love your enemy, I guarantee you, you will overcome. Because it's the easy things in life that we can just walk away from. I dream, and most people dream of a place where you can be known and that you belong. Now, spirit is also expressed upward. We teach that the divine spirit expresses itself in our level of diversity. That's the beauty of all creation. It's just like the physical creation. It's just beautiful. It's diverse. It's not all the same thing. All the plants are not the same. They're coordinated, but they're not the same. One day I'm going to try to do it lopsided, but I guarantee I'll move them back. Where we allow spirit to be expressed in and through us. And I think it has nothing to do, and I always want to bring us back to this. It has nothing to do with the idea of sin and separation. It has to do with the knowledge and the confidence that we are one with God. Creation is the original blessing. And that is the life that we should enjoy. The level of diversity that is in the world should happen in faith communities. And I think we work at it. Because we are spiritual beings inhabiting cosmic dust. And you know, the scientists say that we were all there when the bang happened. But I was there when the bang happened, but my spirit is what brings it forth into creation. But our uniqueness and our beauty, it's not like something went wrong. We were all there at the beginning in some way. And we are as beautiful now as we were then. We have always existed. And that should give us all some comfort. I, nor anyone here, is an accident. You're not an accident at all. I don't care what happened. I'm here to tell you, you are purposeful in life. If you were not purposeful, you wouldn't be here. There's something for all of us to do to contribute to, if nothing else, to the inclusive nature of what God is. But here's the thing. We give ourselves so much pain and turmoil trying to be who we're not. That's what frustrates us more than anything else, is you feel like I'm trying to fit in, but you don't fit it. You don't feel like you fit in because in your heart, you're not who you are. And I think the important thing is that Spirit is trying to express itself in and through us in our individuality, and that's the beauty of it all. Now, we have to learn how to do it and not get on everybody's nerves, just some people's nerves. But that's the thing. If our intention is to be together and to fellowship one with the other, you just cannot have so many rough edges. You just have to be able to go along with it. Now, I, like everyone else, like approval. However, I have to say, the older I get, I just appreciate if I get some, okay? Because let me tell you, even if I don't say anything, I guarantee you can read my face. People tell me all the time, say, I saw your face. I saw your face. And so I'm real careful here. Just try to, just smile, because nothing is wrong. I'm just surprised sometimes. I surprise people. I didn't tell the choir I was going to do the welcome before they sang. Well, Sam, oh, by the way, you guys can come up here and sing. Forgot to tell you. It just happens. We get surprised in life. But still, it's no malice. There's nothing wrong. It doesn't mean anyone's trying to be hurt. It's just the idea that when we are together and we interact, sometimes there are some surprises. But the biggest surprise of it all is that we want to be together in one group. The place where you have security and confidence that in being yourself, that you are loved and that you belong. And I believe that's what we do here. That we find ourselves in a situation where we belong. And being who we are adds to the beauty of this room. So as we welcome new members into the community, and as we continue to do that, and believe me, it speaks strongly to my heart that people still want to join. That they want to be a part, they want to identify with us, because this is a family, and you get to choose your family. Now, everybody's family has a golden child. Everybody's family has a scapegoat. Everybody's family's got some little kid who's the parent trying to take care of everybody. We all have these people in our family, and we have those people here, but we're still the family. That's the beauty of it all, that we don't serve the same role in the community, but at the same time, we are one family. And as I learned from St. James that you get to choose your family, although I don't have any blood relatives, you are my family. And I love you just the way you are. And I hope you feel the same way about me. I'm here to tell you, there's some people here I know love me. Because I know when I see them, I know they love me. And even though they may know something about me, and unless you have video, it didn't happen, y'all. But even though we are known, right? That's the beauty of it all. Why would we all want to be sitting here in a black suit with a white shirt and a black tie? Ooh. This is Up Day. This is CSA Proud Day. And for all of you that have your CSA paraphernalia on, thank you. I celebrate you. We proudly love you, and I am glad you are a representation in the world. And here is what we do when we are together. We remind the world of what is possible, of how in our diversity we can be inclusive and we can belong and we can be one family, dysfunctional sometimes, but one family, and we love each other anyway. I love you, And those there, you are new, please, welcome to CSA. A place where you are known and you know you belong. Let's pray. Giving thanks and praise for the power of one family, one people get together to illustrate to the world how beautiful the diversity is that exists in creation. And we're so thankful to be that and so much more. And so it is. So it is. So it is. It's time for our offering. Let us say together, today I proclaim my divine inheritance. I give this gift from a consciousness of abundance. Divine love blesses and prospers all that I have, all that I receive, and all that I receive. And so it is. And welcome back to CSA New Thought Gospel Choir.
The walk-on's getting a lot better. Let's give it up for their walking skills. Some good walkers. Rehearsal every Monday night at 7 o'clock right here for the choir. Anyone's welcome to join, especially Steve. And all right, that's one. We want more recruits, so don't be shy. Come out, give it a try. We won't make you get on stage. You can just try it out at rehearsal, see if it fits, and then you'll realize how awesome it is and you'll be one of us. So, all right. I think that's about it. Let's do this.
Check. Hi. And it's fun, too. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, come join us. Yeah.